A lot of people have been asking me to create a second tutorial video on the Rockstar Editor and how to use it to create a cinematic movie. I made my first video a couple months ago, and you guys seem to really enjoy it and get some tips from it. You wanted me to create a second one. For a while I've wanted to do it. I was unsure what to include. I feel like I can make a video a couple hours long just on all the different steps that I take and different things that I add to videos to try to make them unique and special. But I think I finally have an idea of what I want to show you guys, kind of like the next step in maybe if I make a tutorial series, this would be like the next step that I would take. We'll recap a little bit of the first tutorial in a new situation, show you guys how to create some cool angles and stuff like that in the Rockstar Editor. I feel like some people have experience with that. Then from there, I want to jump into the video editor that I use, which is Vsdc Editor. They have a free version, which actually I've used forever until recently I decided to buy it. Not because I necessarily needed it, but because I like the program so much and I think it's well made for a free program that I bought it to support them. What I'm doing in game right now is I'm trying to select the appropriate type of character for this role that I want to do for the second tutorial. So I'm going to follow the same procedure that I did for the first tutorial. I felt like that worked very well. I think it's great for you guys to see a little bit of the creative process and see what I'm doing in the game, kind of the behind the scenes, and how I just take this simple little story plot, then give it some cinematic feel in the Rockstar Editor, and then make a little mini movie. You know, most of the time that's the procedure that I'm following every single time. It's nothing really special. It's just getting more and more experience and, you know, finding some tricks here and there and getting better, hopefully, at making the movies. Now that I've chosen my character and what I want him to look like, the type of weapon he's going to have, and the car he's going to drive, I'm literally just on the hunt for an opportunity of where I want this to start off. So I'm coming into this situation and this tutorial knowing that I kind of want to do like a spy movie or, you know, mini movie or like a hitman type of thing. I really want to do that genre. I'm not sure how to do it in game. I'm not sure how to represent it well where people will understand what's happening. If you don't get voice acting involved, it's difficult to explain things in a way where people will understand unless you just do very basic things. Everyone has like a car race scene. Everyone has like just a gun shoot 'em up type mini movie, myself included. These are very simple to get across because they're very simple plots, which the plot is really non-existent. It's just what's in the game. You know what I mean? You're just doing your own version of it. Not to take away from them, I've done them as well. I think they're great places to start. But I love the idea of making a movie in GTA. And I remember a comment that I read, no idea where, no idea who it was. I would give them credit if I knew who they were. But the comment that they said was, it's fascinating that in a game, something to the effect of this, that it's fascinating in a game as big as GTA, where you have this open world where you can do so many different things. All the cinematic movies are the same. They're all based on either gunfighting or smuggling or drugs or cars, you know. It's just a lot of the same stuff. And the reason is because it's very difficult to do anything outside the box, because if you do that, you really risk the chance of people not understanding the plot. Unless you do a whole big production, you bring in people and you have people voice record and you do whole script and all this kind of stuff, all very time consuming, all very expensive, you know, unless you have a lot of friends, and definitely not the type of thing that you would start with if you were trying to get into cinematic movies. So that being the case, let's talk something simple. Let's talk something that you can do just you by yourself on your PC, in story mode or online, however you want to do it, and just make a nice, really good cinematic mini movie. The plot that I ended up deciding on after driving around in story mode for about 30 minutes, just waiting for an opportunity or thinking of opportunities for this mini movie, I narrowed it down to I wanted this to be a hitman type of story, and I wanted him to receive like either text message or email notifications telling him like, you gotta
do this, do that. Basically, kind of like Big Brother watching him, telling him what to do. And there's a movie that kind of has this premise. The name of it is Eagle Eye. The similar type of thing that I'm going for, I'm having this movie in mind. Obviously, I'm not going to have a big production team. Obviously, in this tutorial, I'm not going to do any voice actors. I'm not going to do any of that type of stuff. So I'm looking for creative ways to enhance my video, to enhance the final product that will be simple enough that I could just do by myself with not that much time, or relatively not that much time. And one of the things that I want to do is I want him to receive text messages. Now, probably if you've watched a lot of the videos on my channel, you'll see me use the radio, or you see me use walkie-talkies to like radio instructions in or something like that. And that provides a little bit of the plot. That provides a little bit of that voice acting without me having to hire someone. And that's what I'm going to do with these text messages. You want to become a master at disguising the limitations of the game. You want to make it look like you could do anything in the game, which you can in this instance, because you could put a little phone chime notification sound. The audience gets the fact that he's receiving something. He picks up his phone, he looks at it, and then you just put text on the screen in a way where it's almost like subtitling what he's reading on the phone. One of the things that I try to commit to when I'm working on a project is to immerse the audience in the video so that they can kind of forget that it's a video game. I want them focused on the fact that it's a movie. And that's what a good movie does, is it brings in the audience and immerses them in the experience. As soon as you have something that doesn't look right, or that looks glitchy, or doesn't quite make sense, it immediately pulls the person right out of the movie, and they're like, oh, this is just a video game. You want to hide the flaws of the game. You want to take appropriate risks that you know you can pull off. And you want to be leading them somewhere where they're expecting, they're hoping for, they're waiting for you to tell them what's going to happen next. So if I slow down my editing in this portion, I just want to stress the point that you can't spend enough time retrying a scene that you're trying to perfect. So what I mean by that is you can, in this scene, I'm trying to get the shot of the character shooting at the other car, and I keep on reworking it and adjusting the angle and how fast the camera moves and where it's positioned in the car. And the reason I keep on doing that is I'm searching for what, when I play it back to myself, looks real, looks good, looks like what I might see in a movie. It looks cinematic. I'm searching for the right angle, the right representation of what I want to communicate in the shot. Sometimes you'll see me, I'll go back and forth at the same spot over and over and over and over again. And even if I find an angle that I like, I might reinsert the clip in Rockstar Editor and then edit it again from a totally different angle. You know, I try from inside the car, I try from outside the car, try from a low angle shot. I really like low angle shots and grounded, I'm going to call them grounded shots. They definitely feel very real. They're very submersive. I guess the reason that I feel that way, when I see it at least, is that's the angle that I would see it at versus like a huge aerial shot. Sometimes aerial shots are great in a transition, at least I feel, or I'm going to use a couple of them in this video because I'm subtly suggesting like a Big Brother type of thing. But the grounded shots are what make me feel like I'm in the scene, because that's like eye level, you know, or even below eye level. So it really shows the action from a very vivid standpoint. So once you're happy with all the footage that you have in Rockstar Editor, the next step is to export it out. You can use Rockstar Editor's built-in export function. There's not necessarily a problem with that. I have just found, and apparently a lot of people on the internet have found, that it compresses the video and it really loses a lot of quality. So not that I discovered this, but looking online, people had said to use a screen recording device and preview your footage. And then when you screen record it, it doesn't lose quality, it doesn't get compressed. I use a software called Fraps to screen record my videos. There's also Bandicam, and VLC Media Player has a screen record function. Just use one that allows you to record everything, and then when you preview it and record it, you won't lose any quality in the video. Now I'm going to select that footage that I've recorded using Fraps and insert it into my video editor. If you go ahead and use Vsdc Editor, I'll try to point out things that I've noticed with using the software that I think can help you. When you go to insert your footage, if you have a lot of footage like I do at this point, it can take some time for the program to load it. So sometimes it may seem like it's freezing or it's stuck in an endless load. It may not. Give it a couple minutes to come in. Once you insert it in, one of the things that I start right off the bat with is to select all the footage. So I'll crop the borders. The reason that I do this is nothing else but that it makes it feel cinematic. Then from there, I'm going to select the video clip that I want, and I'm going to opposite click it. I'm going to go to cutting and splitting. This is going to be your most used function now. There's a lot of little hidden tricks in VSDC Player. I'm not going to really go over everything. This is not a tutorial on this video player. I can make that if you guys want one. If not, I'm sure you can find one on YouTube, no problem. That'll go through step by step everything you need to do. But the cutting and splitting is the whole reason that we're in this video program, because we want to choose now what we want the final audience to see and what we don't. We want to be able to arrange our clips in a certain way. We want to be able to mesh them, transition them, and get everything to the final finished product that we want to present. Now that we're in the cutting and splitting function, we're going to use their tool called a marker. You place a marker in the video clip where you want the program to cut the video. And what you're going to see me repeatedly do throughout this tutorial is just place markers where I want to stop the video, where I want to cut it. In my mind, I'm saying like, okay, up to here, I don't need any of that footage. I'll place a marker here. This is where I want it to start. Then I'll place another marker where I think I want it to end. And when you apply the settings, when you come back into the main screen, it's going to cut the video up where you marked it. So you're just slicing the video at those points. Then from there, you can delete what you think you don't need. Your next step should definitely be then to save your project. So I don't know if anyone else was like me, but I was the type of kid that in the beginning I'd be writing an essay for school, and I get down to those last couple of words, just be so proud of everything that I came up with. You know, I finished my project, I'm ready to go play some games, and then I'd exit out or the computer would freeze and I wouldn't have saved it, and I pretty much lost everything that I worked on. Make sure that you're just always saving your project. And now you're going to see me just repeat the same thing over and over and over again. We're just going to keep on going into the cutting and splitting tool, keep on marking all our footage, selecting what we want, what we don't want, and just getting rid of everything we don't need. When you're in Rockstar Editor and you're creating your angles of your footage and you're creating your movie, don't be afraid to over-record. Don't be afraid to create too many scenes or too many angles from different angles the same scene. Because we're going to come into this video editor and edit through all of that. You want to be able to have, think of it like a banquet. You want to be able to go there and pick out exactly what you want. Better to have too many clips and then pick out the best ones than to be left with a clip like, I don't really like that, but it's the only thing I have. Because then it's a pain. You got to go all the way back in the game, try and get that scene. It's very hard to re-record or go back in and recreate the same situation. Very, very difficult. I've found that I'm usually never successful in that. So you want to have an overabundance of footage. That way, now all that stuff's just going to drop to the cutting room floor. Now your 20 minutes worth of video is going to get shrunk down to maybe like 5 minutes worth of video. But that 5 minutes is going to be gold. This is just crazy because I have hours of footage of me editing everything. And right now I'm running this on 500% speed, and still, I can't even get through even a portion of everything I have to show. So I don't want to bore you guys. I kind of do this fast speed so you can see. I want you to see it takes time. It takes time to make something great. And I don't even think that my stuff is the best out there. It's totally not. There's definitely people making stuff way better than what I'm doing. But every time you take a step in the right direction, I feel like a step better, it takes more time. So it's very time consuming, and you have to be able to devote that time to make your project better. You know, I don't always get to upload as much as I want. I don't always get to get as many videos up on YouTube as I'd like, but I justify that in the sense of at least I'm trying to make the best quality content I can. And, you know, keep in mind I work a full-time job, and this is more of my advanced hobby that I try to complete, you know, at nights or on a weekend. And I try to get done as much as I can. So a lot of times it's just me sitting down for a couple hours and just trying to pump stuff out. So I have about a minute edited in Vsdc Player of footage that I like, of footage that I feel this is the first minute of my video. And it's usually around the minute mark that I start to look for music. I don't finish my project and then look for music. I don't look for music first and then start my project. I kind of like get that first minute to have like a feel of my footage, and then I go look for music that I feel fits the beginning of that, and then I kind of shape my video to fit the music. So I want to take you guys through this process. You guys are going to see me actually go online and look for music and find the music I want to use for this video. So you guys get to see my process. This is how I go about doing it. This is the first video that I chose. Right off the bat, when I started to listen to it, I'll play snippets of it in the background. I like the creepiness of it. I like the horrorness of it, the eeriness, but immediately when I heard it, I was like, nah, this just doesn't fit. I'm gonna download it anyway here, and I'll listen to it against the clips because maybe my first impression could be wrong. Then I clicked on this guy's video, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that's it. So the first thing I did is I went right back into Vsdc Player. I let YouTube play, and then I'm gonna preview my video and kind of hear that music in the background just to see, you know, does this look like it fits? You know, is it as epic as I think it is? And right away, I was totally hyped about this track. I think this is great. The very next thing that I was doing was just double checking to make sure it was actually copyright free. I can't tell you how many times I find a track, I think it's great, I put it in my video, and then I go to upload it on YouTube. And then when you upload it, then you find out that copyright-free track is not as copyright-free as you thought it was, and it's actually copyrighted. Then I was thinking, just because I found the track that I really like, doesn't mean I have to limit myself. So I'm searching for another one when I click on this video. And then when I heard that, I was thinking, that's like a nice, exactly what it says, lurking, almost like Big Brother just watching over you, just right over you. And I kind of liked that feel to it. So that's what I mean. Sometimes it really becomes where you want to take the video, what direction, what feeling, what environment you want to create, what atmosphere. So lo and behold, I find out that the first video that I liked is by the same guy as the second one that I liked. So I decided to subscribe to his channel. Then I'm checking out his channel, I click on another video, and then check out this one. Lo and behold, I listened to the third song, and it is again, I could see a perfect fit for my video. So kudos to this guy, he's producing great content. I haven't seen him before. I'm going to be listening to his stuff and anticipate if it continues to be that good. I will use it as long as he has it as copyright free and he's fine with it. But now it's going to be a battle of choosing which song fits best, because I could see any one of them working. Now I start inserting those songs that I found inside Vsdc Player. That way I could see them back to back with my video. And the first one I didn't like, not because it's not good work, but just because I knew it wouldn't fit my video, or at least that's how I felt. Then I jump into the second one, I'm looking at that, and that's that one that I initially liked, and I really still like it. And you can see me, I'm going to go back and forth, I'm going to take out just a little bit here and there, a little bit more refining. Oh, I don't need this extra couple seconds of this video, I don't need that. Let me adjust some of the sound, fade in, fade out. I'm going through all little tweaks and stuff. So I really like where we're at in the tutorial right now. In the first tutorial, you guys got to see me edit in-game footage in Rockstar Editor. I feel like a lot of you guys might have experience with that to some degree. Choosing those angles, you know, choosing your color gradient, choosing, you know, how the camera moves and stuff like that is really very important. And honestly, it's something I'm always trying to learn and try new things and develop. So that process is never really done. This tutorial, we got to get into Vsdc Player, which is really the goal of what I wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you kind of the overall process of what I do when I get it into this video editor. That's my goal. At least in this video, I'm not trying to show you step by step, click this, click that, click that. It's not a tutorial in that sense. I want you guys to see the overall picture of what I'm getting at, what I'm aiming for, so you could see it come together. That's my point. Maybe I'll upload small tutorials of like how to do something specific. If you guys want that, put it in the comments. I'll upload some videos like that where I'm just more like an instructional showing you how do you get this, how do you get that. You know, you guys can ask me questions if you've seen something in my video that you like. You could say, hey, could you go over how you made that come to be? So anything else that you guys specifically want me to go over, definitely ask me. I'm thinking I'll make a third tutorial, and in that third tutorial, that's where I really want to show some specific things that I think would be of use to you guys, besides the adding music or just cutting footage. You know, maybe some green screen effects, that would be kind of cool to look into. Adding sound effects, I really want to go over that. I think that good sound effects edited really well really enhance a video. And when I look at my videos when I wasn't using them, and then I look at my videos when I am using them, it's a big difference. So now is the moment you've all been waiting for, the end of the video, where I'm going to put the final edited clip. And to be truthful, I'm just going to include the first portion of this, but to tell you the truth, I have a lot of footage in game recorded and edited. I think I'm gonna make a full mini movie, you know, maybe like a 10-minute movie or something like this of this character and of this movie. I'm not gonna put it in the tutorial because it's gonna take me a lot more time to edit, and I just want to get this tutorial uploaded to you guys with the first portion this weekend. That's what I was aiming for. Right now it's Saturday and I'm trying to finish this. So keep an eye out for that. I hope to have that as a future upload. I have another upload coming too, which is called The Trip. And I'm trying to get a little bit into that horror thriller genre. And I'm spoiling it a little bit, but that's okay, because you guys are watching this video. And if you're watching this, it probably means that you follow me or you follow my channel. And I'm okay with giving some details to my fans. So please leave me a comment, good, bad. You know, criticism is okay as long as it's appropriate. Leave me a like. I appreciate that. And without further ado, let's see what we made together.